Alright, it's only me. Come on, this morning we're going to do one, no after the album of the day, but we're going to do one after the artist that did the album of the day, band Queensrÿche, from Seattle in America. Big heavy metal band coming out of there around about the mid 1980s, establishing themselves probably as the top American heavy metal band, probably be about 1990s, with their fourth album, Empire. Did a tour doing the Empire with the Empire, quite an album aimed at getting played on the radio, coming in after the smash hit concept album Operation Mindcrime, and on that Empire tour 1990-91 into 92 I believe, they were doing Empire plus like a full length version of Operation Mindcrime, and the whole thing, massive success. But anybody that remembers being around at that time, around about 1992, you had this musical revolution happening with the rise of Nirvana and ironically the bands coming out of Seattle after Queensrÿche. Your Alice in Chains, your Soundgarden, that kind of thing. And when Queensrÿche finished up their Empire touring cycle, they were arguably on the cusp of becoming one of the biggest bands in the world, but then they went away and came back in 1995 with this album, Promised Land, which I've already done an album of the day for this a while ago. Promised Land, for me, probably my favourite Queensrÿche album. But a bit like Rush and like Iron Maiden, where you could argue that Rush never really became like Rush until like Moving Pictures, and Iron Maiden never really became Iron Maiden until somewhere in time, once they'd shooken off their early influences and finally become a band with their own sound. Queensrÿche with Promised Land came back totally different, far less commercially aware than Empire. And I mean, if you even go back to the first Queensrÿche album, The Warning and Rage for Order, they're definitely a Pink Floyd-y influence in Queensrÿche music, and nowhere did it manifest itself better than Promised Land. You had like Silent Lucidity on Empire, undoubtedly influenced by Comfortably Numb, but this whole album's a bit Pink Floyd-y, and that's why I want to pick this album to do a song for the day, because it was as if Queensrÿche, when they came back in 1995, had been stuck in the studio and not really paying attention to what was happening in the musical world outside. So this album's pretty much free of the grunge rock influence that everybody else around about 1995 was trying to infuse into their music. If you're thinking about Motley Crue, that kind of thing, Kiss, just try to make, we can do this kind of music as well, but no realising that what the audience doesn't want that kind of music made by them. It wants new stuff. It's young people buying bands that are like, that's my big brother or my dad's band or whatever, I want my own music made by my own people. So there was no way that these bands were ever going to like fit into the grunge scene and make a big impact. So I mean, Promised Land, if you haven't heard it, well worth checking out. After this one, they would come back with the album I was talking about earlier today, Here in the Now Frontier, where they had trying to fit into the post-grunge landscape and failing pretty badly, in my opinion. Well, not just in my opinion, in terms of record sales and how people view that album today. And it put Queensrÿche into a tailspin that, for me, they never ever recovered from. They've never ever been the same band as they were up until 1995. But this is fantastic. I've also got quite a good bootleg album for this tour, where they play the Hail album plus a lot of selections for Operation Mindcrime and Empire and stuff. Really good stuff, worth hunting down if you like your early Queensrÿche. But anyway, this song Damaged is the third track in on the Promised Land album, and after starts with like a kind of sound collage hang into the song I Am I, which has got a kind of easterny Led Zeppelin-y feel to it. But then this song Damaged, probably closer to the classic Queensrÿche that you remember for Operation Mindcrime, with very, very rhythmic, heavy thing happening here in the key of E. So let's go through what happens in here. You start off with this, just a big hit on the E. And then the bass starts locking in with the drums doing this thing with the E, the G and the B flat with this. And then you go for there, and you're going for C to F and then B to F. I picked this song because I quite like the chord changes that happen in here. They're quite disorientating, if you know what I mean, which is the whole point, because Queensrÿche's gone for some kind of mood here. So you're going for that C to F with that. Then A flat. Then it's basically just a run through the same patterns again, although you don't hang on the A flat, you do this A flat to F hang to go back into the second verse. And then oh aye, after the second chorus, which is A flat, and then you get into this. And that's all the bits you need to get you through this. But I've always liked this one. The rest of the album, absolutely amazing, but quite the actual heavy metal bits of it are quite few and far between. A lot of it quite atmospheric. But if you like your Pink Floyd, kind of like, oh, I love Pink Floyd, you should check this album out, because it's got a lot of the hallmarks of things that make Pink Floyd good, with just the atmosphere and the thought-provoking lyrics. But we better go on with this, because I can't sit here talking about Queensrÿche all day. I need to get to my work at some point. So here, please enjoy this. Today is Queensrÿche Damaged. how you play the Queensrÿche song Damaged. But it just shows you, I mean, it's Queensrÿche there, all the talent in the world, had the world at their feet. And it was just because of shifting market forces that cost them a place at the very top table. And then the band self-destructed. Lost guitar player Chris DeGarmo, who definitely was a massive, massive creative influence in the band. And plus you've got Jeff Tate in there, another really talented guy, but definitely no a metalhead. So the whole thing just, when we're struggling to make grunge music, you've got half the band want to go in one direction, and half the band want to go in another direction, and you've lost one of your main creative people. There was no way back for Queensrÿche. But they're still out there touring. But I don't know, it's Toddler Todd they've got singing now. He's alright, but it's no 80s Queensrÿche. But anyway, enough of my waffling on. Have a nice day. Keep listening to Queensrÿche.